Cheap Homesteading. I'm in the garage this morning and I wanted to show you the newest addition to the Homelite chainsaw collection. This is a Homelite C5. It is an absolute brute. It's a monster of a chainsaw, and the C5 had 77 cc's, so she had lots and lots of power. When I bought this thing, I bought it from a guy off Kijiji that had a whole bunch of chainsaws for sale. So I bought a whole bunch of chainsaws, and I didn't really have that much money in the whole lot of them. When I saw this on the pallet, I was pretty excited about it because I've never actually seen a C5. But the main issue with it was the pull cord was broken, and I'm assuming the carb needs cleaning. So when I pulled the pull cord apart, the pulley that holds your cord, where it goes onto the spring, it was broken out. It was damaged and I couldn't fix it. So I thought, man, where am I going to find a part for this thing? I looked on eBay. I couldn't find anything. I looked on Facebook, and there's a Homelite collectors group, and I put out the question. A guy in New York State had one. So he took lots of pictures of it, and I was super happy with it. I ordered it, it came in, and I knew I had to put a new cord on it, but that's fine. The parts were the part that I was having trouble with. So that is what we're going to do today. Okay, so that's what a Homelite C5 looks like, and I think it's just awesome that there is a story behind all that wear on that handle. I think that looks awesome. And the scratches, but it just looks like someone went out and they cut their firewood for years with this chainsaw, and this was their only chainsaw. The whole thing is just awesome, awesome shape. I'm kind of excited with it, so I'm going to take this out in the woods and cut a little bit of firewood with it. It's definitely not going to be my chainsaw that I use every time, just because it's heavy and it's probably a little impractical, and it doesn't have a safety brake on it. So you know what, the Zipsaw project is going to be the next project after the dust collection system, but it was too big of a project to do at this time of year for sure. So my C5 is a way less of a project. I'm not going to do a whole restoration on it or anything like that. We are just going to try to get it running. This morning, all the time I have is to try to put the pull cord on it. We'll pull it over, see if it starts. But then tomorrow morning, I'll probably disassemble the carburetor, and that's when we'll probably get to hear if this thing fires up. But today, we'll fix the pull cord. This is when people made quality equipment, I tell you. Like, the cover is fully magnesium, solid, and you know what? You're years and years later, and yeah, it wore out. The pull cord wore out, but these things were made to last. I can't even imagine how many times this thing fired up. You know, I can't use this as my chainsaw that I cut firewood with on a daily basis, because I mean, it's just, it doesn't have a chain brake, and you know, you just can't use a chainsaw for hours and hours that doesn't have a chain brake, because things can happen. He packed it up really nice. Parts for these old chainsaws have become very, very difficult to find. Because, I mean, they haven't been in production for a very long time. So there you go, I'll show you. On the old one, these tabs busted off. Okay. So we are going to wrap this fairly tight and come up through this hole. We're gonna line this up with the spring. There. And then we're going to turn this, get some tension. And now we got to fish this through the eyelet of the cover. Here. I had a vintage Homelite pull cord. We're going to throw this through here first. Well, I should get vice grips, but I think I can do this. Okay, so we're going to fish the rubber part in first. Get a new edge on this. See, this is exactly why it's important for you to know how to fix pull cords, all kinds of things like that. People will say it's so much cheaper to go online and buy a pull cord cover for it. And you know what? For a husky and a still and all kinds of stuff like that, yeah, no problem. But something like this, you just can't go and buy a pull cord cover for it. They just don't exist. So to have the skills to be able to actually fix the stuff you have, or if you have an emergency and you have to get it running, like a generator or something like that, that's something you need to know, in my opinion anyways. But some people just don't want to fix them. Look at that. But some people just don't want to fix them because, you know what? They're just annoying. They really are. You got a little nylon piece goes on first. This piece goes on next. Push this down. Another nylon piece. There's a little knurled washer that goes with the knurled part down to the nylon piece. Spring, big flat washer, and one of these E-clips. There you go. Make sure it's seated good. Looks like it returns really nice. Okay, so we are going to install this. Okay, so let's see if it works. Works like a dream. Look at that. The paint actually looks like it totally matches the saw. The same amount of wear and everything. It was like it was on it. So there you go. We got the pull cord fixed. I'm running out of time. I have to go to work. But tomorrow morning, we're going to try to take the carburetor off, clean it, and hopefully have it running by the end of tomorrow. So you guys have a good one.